Hey there, Jaden. Hope you're having a good time at the concert. This is your video lesson for today, and I'll see you at the recital on Sunday. So make sure you're practicing your tune for that. 3 things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list, and if you have questions at the end, I'll be happy to answer those. So first thing are the cage boxes. You've been working on your scale boxes. So it's not too loud. I moved the amp out of here because we need it for Sunday. So we got all the equipment out earlier today. For that, so you have your box right here, right? There we go. And then we have the next box over here. Right, I think if I remember searching right, I think you have box 5, 1, and 2 for the C major scale, the C major / A minor scale. I think you've had that, and I think you're doing all your sequences for those, if memory serves you correct. What I'd like you to do is start, instead of playing them this way, so rather than going up the scale, going, right, you still do that, but what I want you thinking about is I want you to try playing the scale on one string. Say, for example, if I chose the 3rd string of those three boxes, went to the 3rd string, and then see if you can connect it with the next box. So here on the 3rd string, so 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 4, 5, 7, and then so what I do is I go box 5, box 1, box 2. All right, so practice those going up and down. Right? And then you can do sequences with it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right. And see if you can improvise with that line. Right. You can do that on any string set, but I like to start on 3 because that's probably pretty useful in the beginning if you're trying to improvise. String 3 seems to be a good spot to start at. Do that for me. And then next thing I want you to do is I want you to take your cage chords. Remember your C, A, G, E, and D. You know some of those are movable, right? We have the E form chord right here, and we have the A form. So you have E right here, and for E's root 6, that shape is right here. So that's your C chord. Remember that from Californication. Chord shapes there. And then you have your A form C chord, which is a root 5 chord. It's your A right there, right? We're gonna turn that into a bar. And we're going to bar there that C at the root 5 right there at the 3rd fret. So you have C here, and you have C over here, right? Makes sense so far? We did that with Californication chords, so you should be able to do that. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to be able to play those as single notes. So you take this chord shape here, right? And instead of playing it as all one block shape, so instead of strumming it like this, what you do is you play each one of the notes as a single line. So rather than playing the chord like this and arpeggiating the chord like this, for example, breaking the chord apart, the arpeggio, that's what that means, to play the chord but in pieces, right? So when I'm playing it this way, I am taking that chord and playing it. Each fret that I'm fretting with the chord, I'm playing as a single note. Same thing with the C chord over here. All right, so E form C chord. Up over to C chord over here, the A form. Now you're like, why bother doing that? It's because when you're soloing, you want to emphasize certain chords that you're playing over top. The first thing you want to do is to be able to emphasize a C chord all over the next, you know, where all the landing spots are for a C chord. So if I'm jamming, I know that this right here is all a C chord. All right. First thing to do is a C, because we have a bunch of chords to do. We'll start here and we'll kind of work our way through as the years progress. All right, so C chord as an arpeggio is a broken chord. Single note, the C master scale. You hear that? Also, too, if you get good enough with it and you start learning your 7th chords, which we haven't talked about yet, so don't worry about that, what that means. But all those technical metal riffs, all that genty stuff, polyphia, they're outlining the chord shapes. Polyphia is more like harmonic minor. So that's the flavor that they like to use a lot of times, like Lydian, Dorian. To get those sounds, you have to know where all the chord tones are, or all the notes of the chord lie on the fretboard. That way you can connect them from across the fretboard. So that's the first step, is to make sure that you're outlining the chord shapes. To do that, you first need to know all these basic shapes and connect those before you start tackling the harder ones. So we'll start this process now, and we'll probably do this for a long time. And then thirdly, practice the Cowboys from Hell riff. Start working on the pre-chorus riff. It's measure number 33 in Songster. So look at that for me for next time. If you don't get a chance, we'll talk about that next lesson. So cool, work on those 3 things for me. If you have any questions, send them over my way. If not, I will see you bright and early on Sunday at about 1:20 p.m. All right, take care, man. Bye.